Hey, what's going on, guys? TTL here. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 NBA props for November 9th, which is tonight. It's currently 11:20 in the morning. Sorry if I look bad. I'm in the process of moving, so that's why there's no bed behind me. And yeah, I got most of my stuff moved yesterday. I just have a few more things here, and we don't have internet at the new house yet, so I have to come here to make videos. I apologize if my daughter walks in at any time during this. And yeah, lastly, before we get into the NBA picks, if you decide to join the Patreon, it's $20 a month. You get every single prize picks and underdog play that I put out for pretty much any sport. And I actually have a giveaway right now. Um, Snatchy let us down by 1 kill last night, and it just made our 5 picks miss. It made our round robins miss. It was really terrible. He got 30 kills on the first map and 9 on the second. Absolutely abysmal. But I hate losing my subs money, so to make it up for you, I'm doing a giveaway. If you're in the Patreon before November 14th, you have a chance to win $50. I'm picking 5 people, and I only have around 50 Patreon members right now, so pretty decent chances. You have like a 1 out of 10 chance to win $50. Just get in there by November 14th. I'll pay you PayPal, Venmo, however you need it, Cash App, well, whatever you need it, I'll pay it that way. But thank you guys for all the support. I will have some YouTube giveaways coming shortly, just probably closer to the end of the month. Thank you guys so much for the support. But yeah, let's get into this. The first play I'm going to go over is the NBA first half play, and that's for Michael Porter Jr. over 14.5 PRA. It was 12.5. It got bumped again. He's went over in 5 out of his last 5. He's been absolutely dominant. We can check this game, Denver versus the Pacers, and it's around a 6 spread, minus 230 favorites to plus 190. So it's supposed to be a pretty close game. And we can check his stats. He's averaging 18 points per game. He's averaging 7 rebounds, 1 assist. So, I mean, he's been killing it. And again, he's cashed this first half line in 5 out of his last 5. And he's averaging right around 18 PRA in his last 5. So, I absolutely love this. Definitely running this as one of my top plays of the day. It did get bumped from 12.5, like I said. So, obviously, I liked it a little bit more at 12.5. But it is what it is. I guess I'm late to the party at 11 a.m. somehow. It is what it is. The second play of the day is Buddy Hield. And last NBA video, we actually took his first half line. This time I'm taking his full game line, and I'm taking his fantasy score over. So we can check he's hit this in 5 out of his last 5, and he's averaging around a 38.6 fantasy score over his last 5. This is from the same game, so we know it's around a 6 spread, with Indiana being the slight underdogs. We can take a look at his stats. In the 10 games he's played this season, he's averaging 32 minutes, 19 points per game, with around 14 field goal attempts, 10 three-pointer attempts, and he's averaging 6 rebounds and 4 assists. And he's also averaging around 1 steal and possibly a block, but around 1 steal. So this adds up to a ton of fantasy points. So we can check around 19 points, and then 6 rebounds, 4 assists. That adds up to about 10, and then 19. So that would be around 29 PRA. And then obviously assists and rebounds count for more for fantasy score, and the possibility that he gets a steal or two makes his fantasy score a lot more appealing. Absolutely love that. I also am willing to put money on the 3.5 3-point line. He's throwing around 10 3-pointers a game, I believe is what it was. Yeah, around 10 3-pointers a game. So the chances he makes around 4 aren't that low. Next is from the same team, so again around a 6-point spread currently in the game, and it's Tyrese Halliburton over 42.5 fantasy score. The reason I'm going with this is because I love all of his other props. I also almost took his points, but it is possible that he hits the fantasy score without doing the points, and if he could end with like 16, 17 points and still hit the fantasy score. So I definitely want to take the fantasy score here. We can check this season. In his 10 games, he's averaging 34 minutes, 22 points per game, 5 rebounds, and around 10 assists. So this would add up to around 15 fantasy points And then this would be like, what, 7, 8 more? We'll say 8. So that's 23. And then the 22 points, that would be 45 fantasy points just right there. And that's not counting the fact that he's averaging around 2 steals, which are 3 fantasy points each. So on average, he's averaging around 51 fantasy score. Over his last 5, he's averaging 45 fantasy score. And he's hit this in 4 out of his last 5 as well. Again, you can take his points line. I am pretty confident he hits it today. But the fantasy score is just a little bit more lenient, so that if he ends up hooking us on points and getting 16, 17, 18 points, he still has a big possibility of hitting that fantasy score. Next in my list, I have Cat, and I have him over 36.5 PRA. We can check his stats on this. And he's hit in 5 out of his last 5, and he's averaging around 41 PRA per game over his last 5. And if we look at his stats on the season, 11 games played with around 35 minutes per game on average. He's averaging 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, which if you add up is around 37. So it's right at what his PRA is averaging. So it's definitely a little bit iffy. That's why it is one of my least confident plays that I'm playing in the 5 pick. It is 4th in the list of confidence, but I also am confident enough that he gets there. He's been killing it. The Minnesota versus Phoenix, we can check the spread. The spread is literally 1 point. It's minus 115 to minus 105 odds. So it's a very, very close game. I expect it to stay close, and I expect him to get plenty of minutes this game. I'm not worried about that at all. So the fact that he's averaging around this number, it's a very close game, and he's went over in 5 out of his last 5, even though they're all pretty close. I definitely love this prop, and I'm taking the over on that and locking that in. And the last play of the day is Jordan Clarkson, over 2.5 3-pointers made. So I actually love all of his props. So over 2.5 3-pointers made, he's hitting 3 out of the last 5. He's hit over his points in 4 out of the last 5. If you would rather take that, feel free. I'm taking his 3-point line, so we can see on his stats in the 12 games played this year, he's averaged 31 minutes per game, 18.3 points per game, so a little bit less than what he's projected. But he is averaging 15 field goal attempts per game, which is huge. But he's also averaging 8 3-point attempts per game. And the fact that if he throws 8 3-pointers in this game, I heavily believe that he would make more than 2.5. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards this line than the points line. But either one is fine. As for the rebounds, he's averaging right about what this is. He's hit it in 3 out of the last 5. You could possibly take that, but I would lean more towards the 3-pointers or the points. As for the spread, it is a 4-point spread right now, so it's supposed to be a pretty close game, and I'm definitely willing to play that prop. So my top 5 picks, Porter Jr. over PRA in the first half, Buddy Hield over 32.5 fantasy, Tyrese Halliburton over 42.5 fantasy, Cat over 36.5 PRA, and then Clarkson over 2.5 3-points made. Definitely love all 5 of these picks. I'm running them in a 5 pick. If you don't want to play Halliburton and Hield together, that's understandable. I would lean Hield a little bit more than Hallie. Thank you guys so much for all the support lately. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and go join that Patreon for a chance to win $50. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next video.